Hi guys, this is Julie with Julie's Kitchen and Stuff. Today we're going to be making cream cheese stuffed, bacon wrapped chicken breast because most people like bacon. And now, if you're looking for plant-based options this time, I don't have them on this one, so skip on. So here we're showing that I just got a brand new knife. So cut myself last week and have a little knife PTSD after doing that when I was washing my knives. So I have this glove, which is a cut resistant glove. And it's super handy when you have a new knife and you're just getting used to it because you can't cut yourself with it. I mean, I guess if you tried really hard, you could, but it worked really great for me. And so we plastic over the chicken and pounded it for a while. And here we've got two really large chicken breasts. So what we're doing is we're just cutting off those thicker ends, and then we're just gonna split them in half and make them bigger so that they're longer but thinner. And then we can fill those too with the cream cheese, and that'll give us four instead of two. So I like putting plastic over it so it doesn't splatter the chicken stuff all over the place. Less cleanup. And I learned recently that you can really just use cold cream cheese and just put little logs of it inside and then sprinkle the pepper and garlic powder and the chopped chives right on top of that and then pull it up. I used to wait for it to get room temperature. I'm so impatient. And then I'd finally, mix in the garlic, pepper, and chives, and then I would put it in there. But no need. You can just put the cream cheese in there and put the other stuff on top. So these are my green onions, and I also have some fresh chives that grow outside. They come back every year. I've had them out there for about 3 years. And this is about half chives and half the green onions that I got from the grocery store that day. And I keep them in water in the fridge, and they just kept on growing roots. And so I planted them in the ground. And so I've used those in every recipe that I've made so far that have green onions in them, that is. So they just keep on giving. So you just grab the green onions and chives and kind of stick them onto the cream cheese like I don't know, ants on a log. Also, a little tip here: you don't want to give raw onion to dogs because it's toxic to dogs, and so we'll give them bits of chicken, or sometimes I'll just make extra chicken, whatever I'm making. I'll have the piece of the protein and have an extra bit that doesn't have any onion or chives or toxic things to dogs on it, and then I'll divide that between the two dogs. So here you're gonna take that bacon and spiral it around the chicken, and then pin it where the one ends and the next one starts. You can just pin it with the toothpick, and it, best if you're also pinning the two bit sides of the chicken breast together. So then it's holding the bacon, it's holding the chicken together, and you can get it all wrapped up tight. This bacon, in this case, my husband didn't realize I was saving this for this recipe, and so he had been baking it in the oven. We just toss it in the oven and bake it to cook bacon, and so it was about half done, and I rescued a few pieces for my recipe. So these guys are half cooked, which I actually, it was a happy accident because I feel like it worked better this way to have them halfway cooked before putting them in the recipe. Now here you want to, near the end, you want to check and make sure that those ends are closed because you don't want it to start cooking and then the cream cheese to start pouring out the side. You want that to be a hunk of cream cheese right in the middle by the time the chicken reaches 165 degrees Fahrenheit. So I took some toothpicks and pinned the ends, and then that went in the oven, which it ended up going in for a total of 65 minutes in the end at 350 degrees. So I was going to do broccoli with this I had broccoli, but I had two zucchinis that were dying to be picked in the garden. So I chose to do zucchini. But you can always do zucchini or asparagus or broccoli, but all you would prepare this very same way. You can, you know, wash them, trim them, put them in that top shelf of the rice steamer, and then it is going to be done exactly done the same time that the rice is done. We've got our ratios of 1 cup of rice and 1.5 cups of water, and I usually add an extra sploosh in there for extra water. I don't like any crunch in my rice at all. So that's my water container I keep with my filtered water, my reverse osmosis water filter that I have under my kitchen sink that I love so much. We use it for everything. So see how those stack together? I really love this particular rice steamer because you can do two things at once, really, veggies and the rice. So here on the sauce, you could use, for fancy, you can use Knorr mushroom sauce, which is the way I first ever had it. And then later, I've always got cream and mushroom soup, and sometimes I don't have the Knorr sauce, so I use a can of cream and mushroom soup and usually 5 ounces of milk. Well, today I forgot that and I did 10 ounces of milk. So it was too dilute. And so I thought, well, how about create a new mushroom sauce recipe? So I added a Lipton soup mix to that, which added some more thickness and a lot more flavor. Loved it. I think I'm gonna do the just gonna do it this way from now on because it turned out so good. So I just put that in the microwave for 3 minutes. The sauce did go in the microwave for 3 minutes. And then we're checking to see. I love this new meat thermometer I got. It's so fast. I've got two different ones that I love. Now you don't have to pull it off the rack at this point. You don't even have to cook it on the rack. But I didn't want the bacon to be mushy on the bottom. So I wanted it to get a better bake from the bottom. But now we're pulling out the sharp pokey things, pull the toothpicks out, and put it on the regular pan so I can stick some sauce on there, and part of that sauce just kind of bake on the outer side of it. Oh, there's Padme, my girl dog, wanting chicken. So now the timer has beeped on the rice and vegetables, and they turned out perfect as usual. In this case, I like to put some olive oil on there. It's got a real buttery taste, and some people like butter on their rice, but I prefer olive oil. That's what I like. So after we put the sauce on the chicken, it went back in the oven for another 10 minutes. I have another meat thermometer, which is not pictured here, but when things are in the oven, it's got like a silicone coated wire, and then I stick it in the meat. And that way I can set the timer so that once it reaches 165 degrees, I can turn on the alarm. So the alarm will beep when it hits 165. So then, I'm pretty ADHD, like literally ADHD. So it's nice when a timer just tells me, hey, Julie, it's 165. Don't forget you're cooking something. So then I double check it with my other pokey stabby thing, thermometer, and it just turned out perfect. Also, if you like this video, click on the like button. It would help me out a lot. And subscribe if you want to. There's a few recipes there. I'm still building up my recipe inventory, mostly to share with my kids, but anybody else that wants. So we've got family style on one side. So there's 3. I had the 4th, which I put in a single plate. So here's our single serve with our rice, and the zucchini had, if you missed that, it had Himalayan salt sprinkled on it and nutritional yeast, which I love. I never made cheese sauce again after I discovered olive oil and nutritional yeast. Put on all my steamed vegetables. The cream cheese stayed together inside there. Just turned out perfect. There's our fresh chives and green onions for the top. I hope you give it a try and enjoy it. I know it's a favorite here. Thanks for watching.